is in the know for Friday, May 9, the 129th day of 2025. There are 236 days left in the year. Good morning, MB. Guiding you through In the Know at K105. On Litchfield's Country Station 1039 The Moose. Live online at K105.com via the Apple and Android smartphone app. Using the SoundCloud, iTunes, or Spotify podcast, on Facebook, on YouTube, on the platform formerly known as Twitter. And the hashtag is In the Know. Coming up today, we'll update you on the latest news headlines from around the community, the county, the Commonwealth, and the country. We'll get you ready for Mother's Day weekend. That and a whole lot more coming up today. Here on In the Know. Settling into my left, rolling Mach 9 with her hair on fire. Is my beautiful wife, the beautiful girl. It's Beach. Good morning, sweetheart.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm okay.
There are going to be a lot of phones ringing on Sunday
I'm sure.
because more calls are made on Mother's Day than any other day of the year.
Yeah.
There are approximately 122 million calls made on the second Sunday of May every year. I guess on Father's Day, they probably just send texts.
I don't know.
Happy
Mine
Father's Day.
mine may be in reverse.
Well, I guess it could be, but but
My dad is not a big texter.
your
so.
phone is likely to ring on Sunday, and I'm sure a lot of people will be receiving calls. So that's like rather than just the hey, Happy Mother's Day or send them a meme or something like that. So we'll be ready for the big holiday coming up on Sunday. He is the 5-time winner of the coveted Ohio Newshawk Award. He's the 2-time Silver Sound nominee, covering every corner of the globe: London, Budapest, Rio, Tokyo, and even Litchfield. He's Sam Gormley and the Sports. Morning, Sam.
Morning, Ralph.
How you doing?
Not too bad. How are you?
Doing well. You got your tuxedo ready for tomorrow? You going hairy color or you going Lloyd? You going like the peachish, orangish color? You going
So
the
is
baby
Zach one?
blue?
Is Zach one? Am I the other?
I suppose you pick whichever one you like to be,
That could be fun.
Harry or Lloyd.
I don't know which one I am. I
need to think.
I
of
think
that.
he's both. I think he's both of them for us.
Now, but now, Mr. Decker, though, Mr. Shane Decker, doesn't he typically kind of go?
Oh yeah. I mean, listen.
Okay.
If we're talking about style, Shane Decker, he gets it done.
He's a real Beau Brummel. You got to be old to get that reference, or at least know a Billy Joel song. But he doesn't he sort of vacillate between being very dapper, but then also being very cheeky and being very, is he likely to go Harry and Lloyd, but then also go very distinguished like James Bond?
Well-
Or is he always trying to go the gregarious route?
Well, so tomorrow the theme is golden hour, and
Yeah.
so I don't know if he's gonna have some gold on. Maybe. I mean, last year he went like, if my memory's right, like a white suit with sequins. And I know he was complaining to some of the girls when they came in that they had more sequins on their dresses than he did, because he was trying to outdo them. But no, it was.
And outdo the ladies.
Yeah, it was. It'll be a good night though tomorrow night, and I'm excited to see what Shane will be rocking, because you never really know.
It's about what time?
8.
Roughly 8 o'clock tomorrow. So for those of you that don't know, we coordinate with we're kind of commissioned by the school to help reduce the likelihood that moms and dads and memas and memas and papas and all that show up so they can see like the grand entrance into the prom. That we kind of do like a red carpet or golden carpet or whatever, so you can see everyone making their entrance. Me, mom, papa, and wherever they are, mom, dad, wherever they are, then they can, be watching, and they'll stay at home, and the kids can have a nice prom.
From a female's perspective, I think this is fantastic, because back in the day, you had to get ready so early.
Like 1 o'clock.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Or earlier.
But so that you could make the circuit.
Yeah.
Right, because you had to stop at Mima and Papa's, and you had to get photos with the baby cousins, and you
Sure.
had to,
And then you still had to go to dinner.
right?
Yeah.
So like your makeup and all that. So I love that we do this.
A sunny and pleasant weekend ahead, believe it or not, even though it doesn't look like it today. We'll see decreasing clouds this morning and a sunny afternoon over the next 12 hours. Dry and pleasant for the weekend. Rain returns to start next week before we begin to warm up. So we will see decreasing clouds today. We will eventually get to 71. I know it doesn't really feel like it. Mostly clear. 45 is the overnight low. So we're going to fall down tonight into the mid-40s, maybe even a little below here between the lakes. And then some high clouds tomorrow, a high of 74. Your Mother's Day warming up to 80. And then we get into next week in the 70s and 80s. 89 next Thursday looks like is what's being forecast. So getting a little bit warmer. The cover of the Chicago Sun-Times today says, "Da Pope." Chicago claiming the first American Pope elected to lead the Roman Catholic Church for the first time in centuries. I mean, what, a couple thousand years or so. And I don't know that you could have knocked me over with a feather. But when I saw the notification yesterday that the Cardinals at Conclave had elected an American, I was taken aback. I thought there was just no way that was going to happen. And his name is Robert Prevost, but he's taken the papal name Leo the 14th. And I've seen so many news stories this morning, where he's advanced. He lived in Peru for a couple of years, I think a couple of decades. And he has dual citizenship. He speaks 5 languages. He has a mathematics degree from Villanova. Clearly, he became part of the clergy. And his friends call him, I think his friends call him Reverend Bob. They just call him Bob, like Robert. And now he's Pope Leo. He's 69 years of age. And so if you're like me, you're wondering, well, now how did this guy land, right? How did this guy land on the radar of all these, 150, 160, 170 cardinals or so that are participating in conclave? Well, most recently, he'd been part of I'll call it a committee because I don't know the real word for it, but he's part of the group of officials that were seating cardinals. So who would be more popular to a group of cardinals than the guy who might have been at the instrumental in you becoming a cardinal? Now, I don't think they would have just done it for that reason only. I think they obviously saw him for his qualities and his beliefs and his leadership skills. So it's we're a young nation. We're, by comparison to many parts of the world, we're young, but we're now, I guess, old enough to have someone in a leadership position that is capable of leading the Catholic Church. I don't know if it's good for. I think it's good for America. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. The president seemed to be really happy with the news, etc. I think the Italians were really wanting an Italian pope because they haven't had one in so long. You got the Vatican City is just right there in the middle of Rome, and later next year we're planning a trip to the Vatican, and we're not Catholics, but still you go to Rome, you got to go to the Vatican. And so I was all of a sudden excited because we're going to get to go during a period, hopefully, Lord willing, where you've got an American Pope in Pope Leo that will be there during the visit. So I'm sure because we're Americans, we'll get special treatment. Wouldn't you imagine? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's exciting. President Trump, in other big news yesterday, decided to keep tariffs at 10% on the United Kingdom, but cut taxes on British autos, steel, and aluminum with a trade deal. It is the first said trade deal to be officially announced, and the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom was grateful to the president for living up to his word. Keir Starmer is the Prime Minister's name, and so he was grateful to President Trump he had said that they would get the deal done with the United Kingdom first, and they did. UK officials said Trump's auto tariffs would go from 27.5% to 10% on a quota of 100,000 vehicles. The UK government said it would also reduce tariffs on 2,500 U.S. products like olive oil, wine, sports equipment, bringing down the average tariff rate to 1.8%. So at least for the moment, it appears that what they have been saying the strategy has been is working, at least in the instance of the United Kingdom. and we will wait and see if others follow suit or if there's other good news. I was having a conversation yesterday, and I kind of just, I thought, in the end, I think we'll look back on his ability to single out China in the trade war. If you remember a couple of months ago, he went basically, he said, I'm putting tariffs on everybody, but then we're going to do deals for anybody that wants to do a deal. And then suddenly they started working on deals with everyone but China, and he singled them out. And that will either be to his credit or to his failure in the long run. We'll see how it turns out. Wall Street rejoiced in the good news yesterday with the trade deal, that maybe this is an indication that we'll be able to forego any type of recession. And then also some middle-of-the-road Republicans that maybe come from bluer type areas are balking at the big, beautiful bill, as the president calls it, which includes the $4.5 trillion in tax breaks, $1.5 trillion in spending cuts by Memorial Day. And so you've got the middle-of-the-roaders who could sink the deal for the president because they think maybe they're cutting too many things that might dip into Medicaid or other programs and such. So we'll continue to see how big and how beautiful that bill stays. The governor announced yesterday that highway fatalities in Kentucky decreased in 2024 to 707 deaths, which was down 107 compared with 2023, and marks the lowest number of highway fatalities in the last 10 years. State officials encourage all travelers, including motorists, bicyclists, and pedestrians, to stay alert and make safe choices on Kentucky roadways, whether it's driving sober, crossing at designated crosswalks, or wearing reflective gear while biking or walking. Small actions can save lives. So far in 2025, the preliminary numbers indicate 182 roadway deaths, which is down 17.2% from this time last year. So we're just talking about a year-over-year decline from 23 to 24. And to date for this calendar year, we're down, between 15 and 20%. We're down 17.27%. And let's hope that trend continues. We are 1 week and a day away. In fact, it'd probably be a week from yesterday. We will have Colonel Debbie Childress with us, and we will set the scene for Art in the Park, which happens next Saturday, which we are a proud sponsor of. It will be next Saturday, the 17th, from 9 to 4. Art in the Park is returning for its 12th year among the trees at James D. Bevel Park, which is adjacent to the Veterans Memorial Park and a beautiful area of our community. There will be a high school student art competition. There's going to be the tiny art show. There's the children's art area. They will have on-stage performances. Sam has agreed to do a little jig dance on stage as a warm-up.
That'll
to
be the day.
Twin Lakes National Fiddling Championship. You go through the trial, like in the Derby. They run the Derby qualifiers and the trials and get tuned up for the race. This will be a tune-up for Sam.
My bad knee will not allow for that.
What I heard was I don't get paid enough.
That is also an accurate statement. Yes.
Thought you were using a modified style where you were just kind of doing the stanky leg with the one bad knee, and primarily just relying upon the one good.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna pull the knee card. I can't do that.
It's up to you. We got. I haven't looked with the Mesonet, but we got a bunch of rain yesterday afternoon, and rain for a long soaking rain, I guess is what it was, and apparently some hail in the area. Did you see that?
I saw photos.
It's like I thought, wow, where did the hail fall?
Far down the road.
No, yeah. So I don't know that it was all that widespread, but it looked pretty significant what did fall. So I don't know what that does to you, Sam. I know the Lady Cougars aren't scheduled to play until Monday anyway in softball after their win over Butler County a couple nights ago. I know Coach Rack is happy they don't have a game tomorrow because prom is on a lot of those young ladies' minds.
And that's on purpose too. They know not to schedule a game on prom day
by design, and they know that next week is the last week of the regular season for baseball and softball. Anything happening with the baseball program today, or at least on the schedule?
They're scheduled to go to Hopkins County Central tonight. The baseball team
that's right, I heard that.
is yes, the Storm. So it's scheduled to be a 6:00 first pitch. They played They played last month. Grayson won 17-7 here at Donley Field, so they will now switch and go down to the southern portion of, I guess it's not technically in Madisonville. I can't remember what the town technically is in, but it's just, south of Madisonville there, and hopefully going to come away with a win before they close the regular season next week with 3 games. So I think both teams have 3 games next week.
Playing surface Hop Central has?
That I don't know.
Well, so I guess that would determine probably, or have a big indicator on whether they get that game in or not. And then tennis postseason starts tomorrow.
Yeah, good luck. Good luck.
Regional, so good luck to the Cougar tennis programs as they start postseason mañana. Got to get to a break. We'll come back. Got more on the way. We'll talk about faux pas you make while parking, and we'll have the Weekend Funny tweets ahead here on In the Know.
At Owensboro Health Family Medicine in Litchfield, Dr. Priyank Chauhan provides compassionate care for adults and seniors. Board certified in internal and geriatric medicine, he's dedicated to managing chronic conditions, preserving independence, and enhancing the quality of life. Proudly serving Grayson County, because your health matters. Schedule today. Call Owensboro Health Family Medicine in Litchfield at 270-259-8888.
The mobile unit from Intensive Health brings trusted, high-quality addiction treatment right to your community. Serving 5 counties, including Grayson, our innovative services offer telehealth treatment, mental health counseling, medical health assessments, primary care, and general medical services. We also offer hepatitis C and HIV screenings and treatment. No more long travels for essential care. We are discreet and accessible. Visit intensivehealth.com to find out more. A StepWorks recovery service.
My life was challenging from the beginning.
Daisy spent most of her life in and out of foster care.
It's always in the back of your mind. When am I going to have to move again?
Daisy finally has the safe, permanent home she deserves, thanks to the work of the Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption, which is committed to finding forever families for the longest waiting children in foster care. Learn more at davethomasfoundation.org.
Homeowners, especially on the lake, have most likely experienced or will experience water erosion on their properties. There is a solution and preventative measures that can protect against this type of erosion. With the help of products and service from Scotty's Contracting and Stone, Crushed Rock Road enhancements can provide erosion control and shoreline protection. Well-designed and maintained erosion control helps ensure that today's beautiful and safe landscapes remain so tomorrow. To discuss erosion control and shoreline restoration solutions with Scotty's Contracting, call 270-259-5696.
Smith Overhead Door isn't just about opening and closing. We're about safety, security, and style for your home or business. As a Future Designs company, we're lifting expectations across Grayson and surrounding counties with top brands like CHI and Chamberlain.
Hey there, I'm Kevin Brooks with Smith Overhead Door. Whether it's a sturdy LiftMeister for your garage or a sleek Clopay door for your shop, we install and service with a commitment to reliability. Smith Overhead Door, we're opening up possibilities.
Secure your entrance at sohd.info. Midway Pharmacy is your trusted local partner in health and wellness, offering free delivery so you never have to worry about picking up your medications. The friendly staff knows you by name and is always ready to assist you. Living and raising our families in the same community, they understand your needs. With a wide range of services and personalized care, Midway Pharmacy is here to make your life easier and healthier. Visit or call any countywide location today of Midway Pharmacy.
OpenAI is helping other countries expand infrastructure to support the growth of artificial intelligence. Bloomberg reports that OpenAI is partnering with foreign governments to build out data center capacity. The initiative, called OpenAI for Countries, is separate from the company's Stargate program in the U.S. OpenAI is looking to start with 10 international projects. The newest version of Patreon's iOS app allows creators to avoid Apple's commissions on purchases. A recent court ruling prohibits Apple from assessing fees on purchases outside its App Store. Users can now make purchases using credit cards, Venmo, and PayPal, as well as with Apple Pay. This change will likely direct more customers to pay on Patreon's website instead of through Apple. And driverless taxi startup Zoox has stopped testing its robo-taxis after a crash. On April the 8th, an unoccupied Zoox taxi crashed into a passenger car. The company says no injuries were reported and the 2 vehicles sustained only minor damage. However, the Amazon-owned company has recalled 270 of its vehicles. Check report, I'm Mark Mayfield.
You taught me everything you've given me. I always keep it inside. You're the driving force in my life. Yeah. There isn't anything or anyone that I could be, and it just wouldn't feel right.
Today is Lost Sock Memorial Day.
You were there for me
It's Tear the Tags Off the Mattress Day.
when skies were gray.
It's Hooray for Buttons Day. We celebrated zippers not long ago, so we're celebrating buttons today. Tomorrow is Clean Up Your Room Day. That'd be nice to Mom. Mom would really appreciate it if you clean up your room. Sam, clean up your room.
It's actually pretty clean.
Say his is clean.
National Small Business Day is tomorrow. National Shrimp Day is tomorrow. Sunday is Mother's Day. Sunday is Eat What You Want Day, like tacos. Would that be okay? Hostess Cupcake Day on Sunday as well. I think there are tacos in my future for Sunday, which is fine with me.
That sounds pretty
Sam, you
good.
said you're gonna visit home this weekend. Do you have like a special luncheon picked out? Your mom?
No,
wants you out to a certain
we're meeting.
restaurant?
We're meeting in Louisville.
Oh, you are? Okay, good.
They
have places to eat there,
I assume she picked we're going someplace to eat, and I'm assuming that place was her choice.
Well, I would hope Dave would allow that. Sure.
Yeah, he was the one that said this is where it is, but I would assume that it was her choice. She has a friend who lives in the Highlands, so I assume that he was the one that said this is the place you need to go to. And
But he could have pulled a classic Ralphie, where he might have like left a brochure for this place somewhere like within eyesight, like in her Look magazine. She was scrolling through and said, "Oh, this looks like a great place to eat."
yeah, I hope it is. I've never been there, so we'll have to find out.
Rachel Williams, that is her actual Twitter name. My presumption is her name is Rachel Williams, but her Twitter handle is Rachel Williams, which is funny.
I got a little.
And
I
hard-
thought you
and
were
hard
having
to
a
say.
stroke or something there for a second.
Yeah, I thought something was going on myself.
She
like, uh-oh.
posted or tweeted or whatever. She said nothing like that moment of anxiety between the moment of saying bye and searching for the exit button on a Zoom call.
Listen. And it's not just Zoom for me. I struggle, depending on what device I'm on.
Yeah.
I struggle with the FaceTime in. So with you or Anna, I just wait because I know one of you all are
One
going
of
to
us
hit
will
it.
do it.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes I do that with you. And it's kind of like,
I know the
which
other
one of us
day
is
you
gonna-
were still in my lap. Like
Yeah.
when I laid it down, I was
Right.
like, oh, he hasn't hit the end button.
So, Rachel, I would give you this advice. Pro tip. In our business, because things happen like, right on a moment, like cue this, cue that, boom, button, bang. I have always, I anticipate the end of a call or a Zoom meet, and most always have my cursor up to the leave button, because when I say bye, boom, I'm gone. I mean, it's fade to black and I'm out of there. At least that's my intention. But I think that is part of, because I don't like that little period of time. When you hang up on the phone with someone, you don't see them, so you just hang up and you go on. But it's that whole, okay, I said bye, but now I'm still looking at you. So what do I say? It's kind of weird. Andy Versus says, I've said it before and I'll say it again because I have a terrible memory. Okay, well, that's why you keep repeating yourself. Ariel Comedy was apparently making a commentary on the first days of the Trump administration. Says, as someone who went to middle school, I also understand what it's like to reach historic levels of unpopularity in only 100 days. That can happen in middle school. Kath M. Schmidt says, it feels like I ate pollen for breakfast. It can feel like that, without a doubt. Kim posted, my mother has a medical podcast where she diagnoses her ailments. It's called My Voicemail, and it airs every morning at 9 a.m. It's like, yeah, that can be. Let's see. What other one? Oh, Lauren says, and I think we can all relate to this one. If I scroll long enough, I bet I'll get to the good news hidden right underneath all the bad news.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Especially on like Twitter and stuff, or Facebook, or I don't know.
Yeah. Is there any place else? Oh, you could scroll on websites. Yeah, you could continue to scroll. I see today, I saw this blurb on TV the other day, and I did not do any research on it, but this story landed in front of me this morning, so it is good timing. The study says a shingles vaccine lowers the risk of heart attack and stroke. The study, which was published Monday in the European Heart Journal, said vaccinated individuals had a 23% lower risk of developing any cardiovascular condition, a 26% lower risk for major events like heart attacks and strokes, and a similar reduction for heart failure. I have, I'm at an age, I think this is where it's recommended, but we got a vaccination before grandson was born that Taylor had asked us to get. That wasn't in that group, was it?
I don't think so.
It was, Tdap? Is that what we got? Yeah, okay. So my guess is, I think it probably wouldn't be a bad idea to ask for the shingles vaccine.
Absolutely not.
So, since I'm, a spring chicken and all.
Mm-hmm.
Some of you don't excel at parking.
Mm.
Oh.
This I know is one of your. It's on your Mount Rushmore pet peeves, is it not?
It's pretty high up there.
Well, and his wife is. I don't want to talk about her or anything, but she is terrible.
She'd throw two wheels in a lake sometimes at the old station there.
I think it is a testament to how much I absolutely love her that I look beyond her tremendous shortcomings in the parking department.
I mean, at the station, the person who's probably the best was Ken Hallett, right? Parking? He'd wheel in there on two wheels sometimes and throw it across three spots.
He at least typically had the run of the place to himself.
He
for
did,
the
yes.
majority of
It's
the
usually,
time.
or it would just be me.
It was the individuals that I always observed. And it was a little bit tricky. I do appreciate it, and it's an interesting study in, I guess, sociology. When a person comes to your workplace the first time and they might be interviewing for a position, they are a guest.
Mm-hmm.
Just like you might be going to visit at a church the first Sunday, and you get the visitor's parking spot, which is probably right next to the blue tag spots. It's primo spots, right? Mm-hmm. You get the luxury of parking adjacent to the sidewalk, and you got the shortest trip to the building. You roll out the red carpet, etc. What I always observed about employees, and new ones in particular, they had a hard time crossing over the barrier from I'm no longer a visitor to now I'm a rookie and I should be finding the worst parking spot.
Yeah. I think I just started out in the worst.
You did. You deliberately took, when you started in the spot that you had there, which was designated with a sign, which is still right outside the studio, right?
It eventually got designated with a sign.
Yes,
but,
eventually it did. But the dumpster was over there.
That is correct.
And so the dumpster later got moved, et cetera, and kind of.
Oh, I'm not sure I realized the dumpster was there.
It was.
Yeah, the dumpster was there originally for a long time.
So the dumpster was in Lake Buckles?
Pretty much.
Yeah. You could still get a couple tires
That
in
way-
Lake Buckles if you wanted to.
That way we could call it an island. We could say we've got our own island, our own private island.
But I always, from the very beginning, I tried to adhere to that far left, but nobody wanted the far right anyway. Nobody. So I took it.
You see, I think Kayla, when I gave there, I think she gave me like a, hey, this is what you need to know.
She did you a solid.
Well, and so had it not been her, it would have been me because I inadvertently became the parking lot Nazi because he would grumble. So I just went ahead and did everybody a favor and explained the parking situation. I had to explain it more than once to a few, but
Find the furthest unoccupied spot from the sidewalk so that guests get priority. Guests being clients, the ones that perhaps pay your salary,
I mean, hey.
The other thing, the other reason that the sidewalk was important is because you all know how many people tried to use the door that they couldn't use.
Right.
So when you leave, like when you try and funnel people up the sidewalk, you are more likely inviting them to the proper door. So we didn't hear the, which is what would happen if
Do
that
you
happened.
see-
Yeah, I hear it. Yep.
It's
She
okay.
thinks the UPS man is here.
It's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
So-
that one's not her fault. That one's on you.
not
Yeah.
her fault at
But
all.
and I always loved too when they'd come to that door and they'd feel like I was being, I'd feel like I was being rude and not letting them in that door. I'm like, no,
It's
it's
like, no,
not
you
that it's
actually
that
can't
like
come in
physically cannot open this door. Like
Well, you
it will not
can.
open
You're just going to spend the rest of the afternoon
with a wind.
replacing it or getting it back in its spot. So, needless to say, a list of rude things that you can do while parking stood out to me. One, you should never fried green tomatoes a spot. What they call it,
Tawanda.
stealing a spot.
Oh,
But
pulled one.
yeah, parking in two spots. Sometimes people do that, and it's intentional. And sometimes it's just a person can't do any better than that.
If you're gonna do that, you need to park at the back of the parking lot.
Agreed.
Yeah, I agreed. And I found myself the other day. I went down to Owensboro, and I had been given a heads up, like you had to go in a certain door, but there were multiple parking places, and I just realized it occurred to me. I do this a lot. I look for the parking spot furthest from the door that I'm going to. Just one, because they're more readily available. Two, less likely to have somebody park next to you. But three, you get the most steps in that way. Now, if I was carrying a bunch of stuff, that would be different. But just like, just do small things like take the steps instead of taking the elevator or that type of thing. Stalking or tailgating. You get the person at, say, the Mall St. Matthews. And you're trying to find a spot around the Cheesecake Factory.
Torture.
And people come out. That's a very popular entrance of the mall. You see somebody come out, and then you mark them, and you go, okay, where are they going?
And hopefully they're not towing small children.
That's right. And so but you start to, okay, what's stalking and tailgate? What if I'm over in the other aisle? Like if I'm in the other lane, but I'm keeping an eye on them saying, where are they going? And if I just happen to end up at that spot about the same time, where does it cross over from surveilling to stalking?
I guess I don't know.
But then there are the people you walk out of the store and then they just put the bumper of there on your heels, just waiting, there's going to go whatever spot you go to and then sit there and wait.
I've said this for years, so I don't know if I've said this for years. There was a study that existed that it takes a person 3 seconds longer to actually get out of that spot or whatever, because it has to be more than, maybe it's 30 seconds, because of the you get that overwhelming sense of, well, somebody's waiting on me, whatever. It takes you longer to get out because somebody is stalking you.
Because you're rushing. Not being mindful of doors. People pull up and they just throw open their door. Door dings make me so mad. Hogging a spot. You don't need to rush out of every parking space, but, if you... The corner I used to work on, I don't know if you all know this or not, but I used to work the corner. The most popular corner in Litchfield, I used to work there as a teenager. And now it is still one of the busiest places in town. The number of people that will go in to pay and they'll come back and then they'll come back and then they got to apparently send 3 or 4 emails. They got to maybe put their lipstick on in the mirror. They might have got, and people are waiting. It's like, there's a huge parking lot over there that if you need to pause, if you're finished, you don't need to pull out on the road because you need to check your phone, you need to do whatever. There's another zone to do that. You don't have to do it in front of the gas pump, would be my contention. Parking in designated spaces that you don't need.
Mm-hmm.
The curbside pickup spots that people, like if I'm waiting in one and some jackwagon pulls into one and gets out and goes in the store, I don't know why that makes me so mad, but it does. Because it's not following the rules. And you know who you're inconveniencing? The employees of the store, not me. Because if somebody comes along that needs one of those spots and they have to park somewhere else, and they say all the curbside spots were taken, I'm over here and such, you're just wasting other people's times.
Mm-hmm.
Blocking things with your car. That's another thing that like employees would do, is they would pull the nose of their car up to the curb, blocking the sidewalk. So if you wanted to get on the sidewalk, you had to get off in the grass.
That is true.
Not parking within the lines. And this says, I don't think we really have to worry about this around our parts, but this says ignoring snowstorm protocol. So, you know, they decide whether you can park on the street or not before big snowstorms in cities and where you have to move your car, get them off the street, et cetera, because they're going to come through and plow. And so you're just creating problems when you leave yours and they have to go around it. And then all of a sudden it's just got this jagged, you know, it's not a uniform line. So these are common sense issues. Can't we do better with these? Surely we can. We got to get to a break. We'll come back. The weekend movie premieres are ahead. Today's Did You Know? And we had Cyrus news for you yesterday. We got Cyrus news for you today. Hang on, you're on In the Know.
Discover experiences that truly move you. Spectacular nature and authentic bluegrass music captivate you. Legendary horses and world-renowned bourbon wow you. Visit KentuckyTourism.com to find what moves you in our new Kentucky home.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
At Skechers, we put the S in comfort. Now, I know you're probably spelling comfort in your head and asking yourself, is that possible? Am I just a really bad speller? Look, I don't know your spelling aptitude, but Skechers most definitely put the S in comfort because Skechers is the comfort technology company and has developed fits and features that change everything you know about comfort, like hands-free Skechers slip-ins, the ultimate in comfort and convenience. It's footwear you just step into and they're on, with no bending down. Find Skechers at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
My name is Kama McKinney, and I serve as the Executive Director of Chrysalis House. Far too many Kentuckians are struggling with addiction without knowing what resources are available to them. If you or a loved one are in need of a treatment center like Chrysalis House, you can call the KY Help call center at 833-8KY-HELP or visit findhelpnowky.org to find resources that are available near you. We are here, we care, and we want to help.
This is a message from Team Kentucky, sponsored by the Office of Drug Control Policy and aired by this station.
As prescription costs rise, many Medicare beneficiaries are having difficulty keeping up. If you or someone you know is finding it difficult to pay for prescriptions, the Kentucky Department for Aging and Independent Living State Health Insurance Assistance Program may be able to help. SHIP counselors can guide you to money-saving prescription assistance programs, including a program that helps pay for Medicare Part D plan costs for limited-income seniors. For more information, call 1-877-293-7447.
Struggling with mortgage debt from COVID? Team Kentucky can help. If you restructured your home loan and deferred payments to the end of your mortgage, you may qualify for up to $60,000 in assistance to pay off that debt. Help is also available for other COVID-related hardships if you meet income guidelines. Apply today at www.protectmykyhome.org. This ad is sponsored by Kentucky Housing Corporation, the Kentucky Broadcasters Association, and this station.
Kids across America are going to school hungry. Millions of kids every day. But one simple thing can help change all of this for a hungry child in America. Good healthy food and the energy it brings. With help from caring people across America, No Kid Hungry is providing healthy meals and hope to hungry kids so they can build better futures. To learn more about ending child hunger in America, go to helpnokidhungry.org today.
K105 weather from the Wave Storm Tracking Team is brought to you by Smith Overhead Door, SOHD.info.
Twin Lakes weather. We'll see plenty of sunshine across the region for today with highs near 70 degrees. For tomorrow, some upper level clouds overhead, but still enough sunshine to push us into the 70s for your highs. On Mother's Day on Sunday, we'll see highs near 80 degrees, and we'll keep that sunshine around. From the Wave News Storm Tracking Team, I'm meteorologist Tawana Andrew.
Don't miss the hottest songs in the country on American Top 40 this weekend. We'll hear from Nelly about his new music. And Doechii makes a big leap towards the #1 spot with her viral track. It all goes down this weekend on American Top 40.
Did you know every second the human eye moves about 50 times? Even the lazy ones?
Every second?
Every second the eye moves about 50 times. I mean the micro, macro. Someone's going to ask me. This is Ann Wilson and Hillary Scott. So Ann Wilson from Heart, Hillary Scott from Lady A. It's called Mamas, M-A-M-A-S. So, in case you hadn't heard that before. The weekend movie premieres are out today. Clown in a Cornfield.
That sounds like fun.
You would think it would be fun, but it's an R-rated horror mystery, which apparently is not fun. What are you looking at, Clown? Action comedy Fight or Flight, starring Josh Hartnett and Karithra Chandran. Shadow Force is out. It's got Kerry Washington. It's an R-rated drama. Juliet and Romeo. So they switched it up. It's not Romeo and Juliet. It's Juliet and Romeo. Tony Romo's in it. He plays the lead. PG-13 music romance starring Rebel Wilson. And a comedy in limited release called Friendship. Paul Rudd, Tim Robinson, Kate Mara. Suburban dad Craig falls hard for his charismatic new neighbor as Craig's attempts to make a new male friend threaten to ruin both of their lives. And hilarity ensues. That's how you're supposed to sum all of that up. Max, which you formerly knew as HBO Max, is going to crack down or at least become more assertive around password sharing this year, according to a chief at the streamer. Netflix has done something similar, and now Max is going to do the same. No free lunches. Like if you're not buying your stuff, then you're not going to watch the stuff. Tish Cyrus says that she never unfollowed her daughter Miley on Instagram, so the drama continues. We told you yesterday, does it really matter? But I did read yesterday afternoon that one of the reasons that people were speculating that it could be is that Billy Ray or something posted or said something about maybe a reunion or reconciliation with Miley. And I think that could have been Tish's way of saying, yeah, I'm not interested in seeing reconciliation between you all. It had been a tumultuous 3 years since they split up in 2022. And for you moms who have young men and young women too, I presume, who are I'll call it the middle school age to the early high school years age.
Bless your hearts.
You know how challenging that can be. But you might have found, and I know for a fact because I've had parents tell me, I'm not your bruh. You know how they get in such a habit of calling
Or
everyone
bro, or dude,
bro,
yeah.
or bruh. Well, bruh then gets shortened to bro, gets shortened to bruh, bruh. And parents have to say, I'm not that. Don't call me that. Well, you could be Reese Witherspoon. She posted, Reese to my fans, sister to my mother, R-dubs to my friends, Ladybug to my mother, pieces to my high school friends, Miss Reese to my friends' children, Mama to my older kids, Morty to my youngest. For whatever reason, her youngest son has decided that he wants to call her Morty.
I kind of like it. I don't
do?
know. I do. I don't know what it is. How many kids does she have? Do we know?
I think she's got, I don't know how about her oldest kids, but
Well, but I don't know. There's something this way. If she has several, and it's the little boy and he's the baby, I kind of like it.
3.
3?
she has 3.
Okay.
He's 12. Now, does it help matters? Maybe you come down on his side. She named him Tennessee. His name is Tennessee, which is not an actually, not an average name for a young man. So does she deserve Morty?
I mean, it could be a lot worse.
I don't know. I'd hate to be named Tennessee. Yeah, you could be named Indiana. That's true. We got to get to a break. We'll come back. We'll tribute moms, point to ponder, chart toppers, pearl of wisdom, and more coming up here on In the Know.
It's been over 50 years since my mom died, and all I have are a handful of photographs, so I don't remember the sound of her voice anymore. But I do recall many of the things she said to me, things that positively influenced my direction through life and shaped the man I've become. I'd like to share a few of those with you. First, she'd tell me it'll be okay. Life wasn't easy for my mom, but somehow she always saw the glass as half full. Even when she was dying, she tried to put me at ease by assuring me that I would be okay. My mom would also ask, "Where's your smile?" Despite a broken marriage and few resources, my mom was a happy person. She knew life could be difficult, but she encouraged me to count my blessings and see opportunities, not just problems. When things did get tough, Mom would empathize with me. She understood that being the youngest of 5 children wasn't easy. She acknowledged my struggles and made sure I knew that she saw what I was going through. Most importantly, Mom always told me, "I love you." In the morning, at bedtime, and all points in between, Mom reminded me again and again that I mattered to her. Her love anchored me in something unshakable, yet kept me moving forward when things got tough. And yes, Mom, I miss you. What about you? How did your mom positively influence your life? For Focus on the Family, I'm Jim Daly.
The words you are about to hear are taken from letters sent in by members of the Trinity Debt Management Program.
Dear Trinity, today I'm making my final credit card payment.
Before I came to you, I was in a constant state of anxiety and panic, but now there is hope for my family's financial future.
Working with Trinity made me understand that I'm not alone.
You really do help people.
Your kindness will never be forgotten. Without Trinity's support, I would not have achieved my lifelong goal of becoming debt-free.
We saved a lot on interest and penalties, of course, but the reward was the gift of human kindness.
Trinity has carried me through a very difficult time in my life. You're amazing.
I used to feel so anxious and hopeless. Now I feel grace and peace.
God bless Trinity as you continue to help others become debt-free.
If credit card debt has you down, call Trinity at 1-800-990-6976. That's 1-800-990-6976.
At Owensboro Health Family Medicine in Litchfield, Dr. Priyank Chauhan provides compassionate care for adults and seniors. Board certified in internal and geriatric medicine, he's dedicated to managing chronic conditions, preserving independence, and enhancing the quality of life. Proudly serving Grayson County because your health matters. Schedule today. Call Owensboro Health Family Medicine in Litchfield at 270-259-8888.
When I was hungry, she cooked me something yummy. And when I was sick, she would take care of me. Fix me your chicken soup, let me stay home from school. But if I did, I couldn't leave the room, cause that was the rule. I could run in the race and come dead last. She said, that's my baby, stand up and clap. She taught me respect, and I'm thankful for that. And if I ever fell in love, make sure that girl love me back. Couple times when I was bad, she haul off and whoop my ass. But I'm still her biggest fan, cause she made me who I am. Song is dedicated to my mama, taught me how to put on my pajamas. Always let me have a couple dollars, told me that my dreams are better follow. I love my mama, I love my mama. Ooh, I love my mama.
The MB's point to ponder for today. I'm getting reports that Adele Gormley wanted to eat at Skyline Chili. Is that true, Sam? Is it Skyline Chili? Maybe it wasn't your dad who Ralphie'd your mom. Maybe it was you.
I would definitely have signed off on that, but no, it's I have it written down. It's I don't even remember what it's called now. It's on my. I got to look to the text message and see where it even is. No,
I knew it couldn't be Skyline, because if it was Skyline, you would have been like beaming.
Hey, and there's no forgetting
the
that.
corners of your
Oh
mouth
yeah,
would
yeah.
have been
No,
as
I
wide
would.
as your ears. Like,
Yeah.
you just
I know she likes Skyline, but I don't know. It's Ramsey's, not the steakhouse. Ramsey's Cafe, International Cafe, or something.
Say how much I love it when we play that song.
Yeah, I love this song too.
It just, I love it.
Yeah, it's I mean.
Well, happy Mother's Day, Adele.
Yes, happy
It's
Mother's
even
Day.
got-
Thank you for birthing Samuel for us.
You know, you have to like a song a lot if I'll let a cuss in it.
I know,
You know, it's
right?
like, I don't know if that's really a cuss or not. You know, the words in the Bible, so it's fine.
You're allowed to say that one.
Yeah.
I am.
You just
Yeah.
can't put.
Well, I mean, I don't typically say it.
You just can't put hole in the back of it.
Yeah, I don't.
But you can put Jack on the front of it, and it's okay.
That's not one I've added. But I do love I love the playful spirit of that song. But it's very serious as well. I have said, I probably say it every year, but I'm not going to stop saying it, is that I won the parental lottery.
You really did.
Right? And to win the parental lottery, you gotta have the lucky numbers twice. And I did have the lucky numbers twice, and so I especially like to recognize that on Mother's Day.
Actually, briefly, I had a very brief conversation about your parents. Not conversation, just a quick, but about your parents this morning. And I even said, I won the lottery on in-laws. So,
yeah. Well, and I must tell you too, it's been a joy being next door.
It has.
Too. So
it really has.
It's been good. On TV tonight, Gold Rush on the Discovery Channel. The NHL playoffs are on tonight. The NBA playoffs are on tonight. Tomorrow night, Walton Goggins, Baby Billy, Uncle Baby Billy from Righteous Gemstones and several things. He is the host of the season finale of Saturday Night Live. Arcade Fire's the musical guest. NHL and NBA playoffs tomorrow night. Season 2 finale of Tracker is on CBS on Sunday. Season 1 finale of Watson. Disney Night 1 on American Idol on ABC. And then the NHL playoffs and NBA playoffs on Sunday.
Are you even watching Idol or not since Katy Perry's gone?
I haven't watched a single episode. I have them all recorded. I thought for a while, I was like, okay, I'll get caught up. I'll get in there. I'll do whatever. Never did.
Is that because of Katy Perry? No Katy Perry? Or?
I think there's probably an influence. I think we both really like her, but I think he really likes her. But there's not enough hours in the day, seemingly, to.
Well, that was I think she was some of my motivation. But now, to to be clear and fair to me, I like Lionel Richie a lot. I came to like Luke Bryan, even though musically, he gets made fun of. He kind of like the Nickelback of country music. People love to hate him, and so, but he's successful and good for him. But they had a chemistry together that I thought was really, really good. And she has a self-deprecating humor about herself that is disarming to me. And a matter of fact, I try and do similar. Like that's my try and make fun of yourself first, and maybe people are less likely to make fun of you type of thing. Or just be honest and be able to laugh at yourself. I don't think Carrie Underwood has that, and I don't think they have the same chemistry. They might be doing fine, but I don't know. I've not seen an episode to know. Today's highlight in history, this date in 1960, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration conditionally approved Innovid for use as the first oral contraceptive pill. And then Loretta Lynn went to songwriting. Candice Bergen is 79 today. Billy Joel is 76 today. Rosario Dawson is 46. Shabuzi is 30 today. I hope someone gets that man a Birkin. He's had to buy a bunch of Birkins, according to that song, so maybe he'll get one. Gone but not forgotten, John Brown was born in 1800. Tony Gwynn was born this date in 1960.
One of the best.
Yeah, he's one of the greats. One of the greats. But he's been gone 11 years now already. That's kind of hard to believe. Chart toppers. 1955, Art Mooney was number one with Honey Babe. It's from the movie Battle Cry.
I'm just like a prairie flower, honey, honey. I'm just like a prairie flower, babe, babe. I'm just like a prairie flower growing wild, finding out, honey, oh baby mine.
Huh, okay. I thought that was you get a line and I'll get a pole. 1964, The Beatles. Do you want to know a secret? You find your seeds you've been looking for?
I've been looking for them everywhere. They were underneath my laptop.
Is that where your creeping flock seeds
There's
are?
also a spoon and mascara.
Sam, she's been growing something for months she thought were creeping flocks, but she's figured out they're just ornamental grass.
Yeah.
They're big. But when you grow as many things as she grows, you're eventually, likely to get one mixed up somehow.
Oh my, look at this owl.
Tony Orlando and Dawn. Moose Friends, we'll see you on Monday.
I love it so much.
It's a great song. It's hard to, between that and Knock Three Times. I mean, it's a really good. Now, this is from 1982, and it was a crossover hit.
Maybe I love you.
But I will tell you, I would offer, this is one of the best songs of all time.
Quite as often as I could have.
It's very good. Is he the original?
Yeah, he wrote it.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, because this is my favorite. Because a lot of people have done it.
The writing is so good. That's exactly right. But I think you can adapt it to different tempos and different styles. Michael Bublé has a version which is top notch, but just from a melodic standpoint, a lyrical standpoint, this song is so good.
But you were always on my mind. You were always on.
When he goes to the bridge in that song, the tell me that your sweet love hasn't died, that is just, it's just beautiful poetry. High Five, I Like the Way, number one in 91. High Five and The Way. Let's go the 2000s.
No one is around you. Say, baby, I love you. If you ain't running game, say my name, say my name. You acting kinda shady, ain't calling me baby. Why the sudden change? Say my name, say my name. If no one is around you, say baby I love you. If you ain't running game, say my name, say my name. You acting kinda shady, ain't calling me baby. Better say my name of the day.
You get this bonus Destiny's Child while they work on my camera.
Really
Sam, it get bailed out again, Sam. So.
I was really testing.
It's
I remember
there's not a lot of time left in the show anyway, so I think we're okay.
That's right. I was not going to. Let's see. Gaga. Number 1 in 09. And No Tears Left to Cry. Ariana Grande, number 1 in 2018. MD's Pearl of Wisdom for today. By the way, happy Mother's Day, Mom, and to all moms, happy Mother's Day to you.
Thank you.
Thanks for everything you do for the kids and for me. Very grateful.
Thank you.
MB's Pearl of Wisdom for today says, if you spend your whole life waiting for the storm, you'll never enjoy the sunshine. If you spend your whole life waiting for the storm, you'll never enjoy the sunshine. MB's Pearl of Wisdom for today. Remember, God loves you, and I do too. If you don't know Jesus, let me know, and I'll introduce you. Look forward to seeing you back here on Monday for another edition of our show. For Sam Gormley, for Beej, I'm MB, and now you're in the know.
The Twin Lakes Best Mix is WKHG, Litchfield.